Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
You've got what it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators. If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like Simrigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for the TWRS 150 at Vegas, and this is round 4 coming at you. Round 4 on the screen. Alrighty, we are in our warm-up stage at the moment, so joining me in the booth, we got James Watson, myself, Paul Jackson on the mic today for you. And behind the cameras, we have Kobe Jordan. So good afternoon or evening to everyone tuning in. On the screen there, I think that's Ruben Phelps on the screen at the moment there. I don't have my session open tonight because I don't have the car, so it's going to make things very interesting on calling tonight. But we'll get there, we'll get through it, we'll recognise some faces on the track. But yeah, we'll bring up the race track info for you. And we are at Vegas, so what happens here tonight stays there tonight. 1.5 miles, 100 laps around Vegas, 100% fuel load on board, and 4 sets of tyres with that big setup. We'll cross over to James. James, how you going tonight?
I'm doing all right. Looking forward to seeing how this race plays out. This is going to be the biggest track we've run on so far for ARCA Sparks. The first true 1.5 mile track on the schedule. So we're going to really see what these cars can do with a lot more open space and open speed.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure how the new cars go. I haven't driven the new car. Couldn't even get in here tonight. So I know with the old cars, they used to get quite loose in the rear end as well over time. So not sure how these ones are going to fare out. You get a little bit of a slide going over time.
Quite the opposite from what I understand it. These cars are a lot tighter. They obviously don't have nearly as much horsepower as the typical Cup cars. Still, I believe, still the same engine setup as the previous ARCA car. And yeah, just they do not get nearly as loose as we were all accustomed to in the old ARCA cars. So it's definitely a completely different type of racing here.
It'll be good to watch tonight then and see how things unfold. Looking at the leaderboard at the moment, old Ruben Phelps from Kiwi Land down under, topping the times at the moment. So going to be one to watch out for. Ruben's always quite fast in the races I've done with him over the years. Few other names that sort of stand out to me as well. You know, Matty Raymond there and Troy Mortensen, Derek Jacobs on track there, Steve Hoppett. So a few familiar names in the list, but a few unknowns for myself. So it'll be interesting to see how everyone else stacks up against the knowns for me. We'll get through warm-up, just under a minute to go now. We'll have qualifying coming up in just a moment. But, for everyone tuning in tonight, the TWRS is awarding the winner a 1-month sub to their stock car package. So this also includes the Cup, Xfinity and Truck setups. And for everyone tuning in at home or drivers that are on track that don't get that big dub, then they've got a code WhatSpin39. So that gives viewers a 10% off at the checkout on setups as well. So you can go to their website, twrsetups.com, and use that code WhatSpin39. So that's WATSPIN 39, and cash in a 10% off on the setups there. So that concludes our warm-up, and Ruben Phelps on top there with K-Powell followed closely. So only 2 guys getting into the 30.2s here. So quite fast cars there. we'll roll over to qualifying. So we'll get through this one, and then we'll be going green flag racing. So go to a quick ad break, and then we'll come back with some results from qualifying. Alrighty. Back with qualifying. So drivers just making their way on track doing their outlap at the moment. We've got the 64 there on track, Jay Walters. At the moment, out with his first lap. So we'll stay on board here, and we'll see what time he can bank.
Jerry with that nice TWRS/Napa auto parts scheme really fits in well with the walls around Las Vegas. And I think Jerry's probably going to try to use that to his advantage, you know, camouflage, hide in the walls, and then sneak around people on the outside. And they're like, wait, why is the wall moving in front of me all of a sudden?
Well, we set a 30.7 time there, and there comes the 30.2. So I think is that Matt or Michael Sisner? I'm sure I've seen that name somewhere before.
Matthew.
Matt Sisner, yeah, there we go. So I'm sure I've seen that name. It's a very fast 30.217 there at the top of the leaderboard. Ruben Phelps not quite able to get that done with a 32.4. I'm guessing it's just a one-lap flyer for qualifying. 2 laps, alrighty. And a 30.8 for Ruben. So Ruben opting to start from the rear, have a little fun and come through the field. Being the quickest in practice. So just shake things up a little bit. The number 24 there on screen at the moment, KPL. It was second fastest in practice, so we'll see where they're going to end up from qualifying. Just about to cross over the start-finish line now and see what time they can bank there. And it's 30.9 for the first lap, so we'll see if we can go quicker this time around. Wachinski on screen at the moment with a 30.3, sitting in second for qualifying. And apologies anyone to getting the names pronounced wrong tonight as well. We've got just over a minute left to qualifying, so we'll be back with the results in just a moment. We'll let the rest of the field go through, and yeah, we'll be back with the starting grid.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Alrighty, welcome back everyone to the TWRS 150 at Vegas. And qualifying's done and dusted, and we'll go through the starting grid for you. Starting off the pole position is Matty Sisner, and alongside Greg Wachinski. Second row, Jerry Walters and Jeff Engler. Third row, Tony Jones and Richard Kleinman. And the fourth row, Kenny Powell and Devin Baker. Fifth row, Troy Mortensen and Matt Burke.
And row 6, you have Russell Bratka in the 74 and Ruben Phillips, the point leader, starting in row 6. Row 7 features Steve Hoppin in the 131 and Chris Severa in the 10. Row 8 features Vincent Crowe in the 00 and Derek Jacobs in the 27. Row 9 has the 45 of Paul Olson and the 83 of Matty Raymond. And on the final row of the grid, David Gervais in the 88.
Alrighty, we're just waiting for the last few drivers to grid up, and we'll be rolling out. So here we are at Vegas, 1.52 miles, and our air temperature 80 degrees Fahrenheit, track temp 99. A wind speed of just under 18 at the moment, miles per hour, southwest direction. Cloudy, but the sun is out somewhere there, hiding behind those grey clouds. But, rolling out now, so pace car is going to lead us around for a formation lap, and we will be hitting that green flag in just a moment. So James, get you to take us to that green flag.
Alrighty. Yeah, gonna be really fascinating to see how the opening laps kind of play out, especially with a few of the guys that we were kind of anticipating to be a little up higher on the grid, like Kenny Powell and Ruben Phelps. Be fun to watch their how long it takes them to get up through the field here.
Well, hopefully we won't have many cautions, and we'll get that commentator's curse out of the way tonight early. It always happens. But, hopefully this will be some green flag racing for everyone tonight.
Yes, sir. Pace car is off. And the green flag is out at Las Vegas. Orderly start so far. Good initial jump for the 6 of Matt Sisna. Jerry Walters trying to sneak by the 5 to get up into P2. And he's clear. Oh, but now we're going 3 wide. Oh, we're almost 4 wide. Oh, Jerry is pulling off. Wow, that's unexpected.
First lap,
There.
and looks like he's just dropping to the rear of the field there. So
Yeah.
not taking pit lane on the first lap. So I just wanted to.
Oh! Oh! Oh, good!
Ooh,
Wow.
ooh, that's a big one. I don't know if that car actually made it on its roof. Looks like it got stuck inside the number 5 there. Let's jump back to a replay and have a bit of a look here. What's going on there?
Yeah, Jones and the number 1 car went for a ride.
We got Wachinski on the outside there, and a bit of net
Net
code
code.
there. And
Oh.
that is very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a crash happen like that. Car on its
No.
side, inside another car.
Yeah, big damage for the 74. The 23 is also killed. Man,
23 there of Troy Mortensen as well. A little bit of damage on the front of that car. So we've got a few meatballs out there already to start this race off. So lunchtime in Australia, spaghetti and meatballs for them. Dinner time somewhere else, but hopefully they can get some of that damage fixed early on and get back out on track.
yeah, that's a heck of a wreck. That was the biggest wreck I've seen at Las Vegas since a particular race in 2011 here with the Indy cars that we will not elaborate on further.
Well, yeah, looking at some big damage there on that 23 car of Troy Mortensen. So hopefully that's not race done so early. I'm sure he'll get a bit of that fixed and get back out on track.
Nah, it's driving good. Look at all the camber he's gonna have.
That'll definitely help on the banking corners. Well, not sure. I'll have to get the Air of Kobe in here, but we got a $100 voucher that's being awarded by Scotcher Fuels as well. Not sure if that's to the winner or to a random draw, or so that's the series winner. There we go. $100 voucher from Scotcher Fuels. So if a Kiwi or, as I would prefer, a Yankee driver does win the series, then that will be a money donation to those drivers. So it is an Aussie fuel voucher. So yeah, there are other options for Kiwi or Yankee drivers in the field tonight if they do win the series. Not sure if we've got the championship points available at the moment. Should have that up on the screen. There we go. So current championship standings, Ruben Phelps, no surprise there, at the top with 88 points. Got a nice little lead of 25 there over Kenny Powell in second, and then you got Paul Olsen at your top three, David Gervais in fourth, and Tristan Koch. Oh, Tristan, good to see him up there. Don't think he's on track tonight though. Jonathan Ray in sixth there, but we're about to go green again, so Matt Sisner taking us away, getting a nice little jump there. He's off like a rocket. He's not waiting around, so
Terrible jump from Kenny on the outside.
yeah, looks like everyone was sleeping on that restart. Bit of a
They're
wall
wide
break.
awake now.
Especially when you're rubbing that wall already. That'll make you wake up pretty quick.
Yeah, no kidding.
You guys able to drop down to that lower line from the outside there. A couple of guys still sitting up high there. Even going below the white line there. A couple of cars back. That's a bit of a bold move. That could get the rear of that car a bit looser.
I feel like they might be doing that on purpose just to finally get this thing to rotate.
Well, hopefully they don't rotate too much and around she goes.
Yeah, it did not take second place in the championship Kenny Powell to get up towards the front. He started P7 and within one lap he was already battling for second when the netcode befell Greg Wyszynski.
Well, I don't know if any of those drivers made it back on track yet. If they're still down in pit lane.
Yeah, it does not look like it.
Yeah, a few laps down there now, so most of those cars in that first incident in the opening laps still down pit lane there at the moment. But we've made the 10 lap mark and we've got 90 to go. Double zero of Vincent Crowe there, taking a nice little shortcut under the track on that white line. We're in the start line there. I think that's who we're on board with at the moment. Nope, that's Ruben Phelps. We're not going to know these paints tonight and who we're on board with. So if Kobe brings those driver details up each time we're looking at someone, that would be helpful.
Now we're on board with Vincent.
Yeah, I was just behind Ruben, so there you go. We're pretty close. Looks like they're making their way through the field now.
Ooh, great move by Vincent right there to slide up into P9. Yeah, you wonder if the tires are already starting to burn off for the number 12 right there. That's what has me worried seeing a lot of these guys running up top early, is that we're all aware that the outside line burns tire a lot more in the sim. So running up there this early, it's going to be a big advantage pace-wise. The car seems to like the outside line pretty well, but you're absolutely going to burn off your right side tires. And in a car that's already hard to keep the right front happy, gotta really weigh the risk versus reward on that.
I know some drivers will be just waiting and playing a little bit of a patience game and, you know, trying to save those tyres for a little bit later in the stint before they have to make a pit stop. And that'll give them a bit of an advantage as those tyres do drop off. So those that are, you know, on the hard, fast charge at the moment and trying to keep up with the race leaders and keep that pace, they're probably going to get gobbled up as the race goes, as those other drivers will be keeping those tyres under their car.
Got a pretty decent gap for Matt Cisna back to second place car, Kenny Powell. Cisna just cruising there, enjoying life in the clean air. Oh, I think Jared Walters got the wall a little bit. Honestly, it's ridiculously impressive that Jerry is running as well as he is. Had to have shoulder surgery earlier this week. He's racing one-handed.
Well, that's pretty impressive there, and not an easy feat, especially if you've got that direct drive wheel and a bit of force feedback there. That's one-handed driving, and looking to have a pretty good run at the moment.
Yeah, he's driving better than some guys are with both hands. This is wild.
Ray on the outside there, looking to make the move through on the inside. Quite able to get that done. You can see that outside line does have a bit of pace there, so looks like that sort of mid to outside line he's going to be quite fast as the race goes.
Yeah, and that's the real important thing about trying to save your tire is that it's obvious that passing is not going to be an easy feat to pull off. But if you can save your tire for long enough and then start to push, it's a heck of a lot easier to make it up through the field because the cars that are trying to battle you and hold you off, well, they're not going to have much left to work with. So they'll try their hardest, but because they'll have such lower grip and running so much slower that they can't do anything as you slip on by the inside line. That's why I always try to tire save as much as I can because it just makes those late race passes so much easier.
Looks like Chris Severa looking to try and make that move on Kenny Powell. Looks like he's got that job done, taking second place. I'm just going to comment on Kenny Powell. You look at him staying a little bit higher in those corner entries to Matt Cisner and Chris behind him. So looks like he was trying to maybe save a little bit of tyre, maybe just lost a little bit of run there. That opened the door for Chris. I'm going to try and get that back at the moment, get that position back. But a group of 4 breakaway at the moment, just trying to leave Matty Ray in 5th there. Vincent Crowe in 4th. Trying to break that toe. Vincent coming through that field. He was towards the back of this pack with Phelps, so he's made his way up to 4th at the moment.
Yeah, and this is a run that Vincent has needed. Vincent is an impeccable driver, but lately in other series, he has not been able to catch any sort of break. So being able to see him run up front, this is awesome, and it's a run he really needed.
Well, hopefully things will work out for him. Looking to make a move now, Kenny Powell. So definitely having a good run. A little bit shaky there, coming around the inside, so still got that momentum. That outside line's probably just going to get the pace a little bit more coming through the out of the corner. Won't have the draft there, so still sitting side by side at the moment.
And Kenny in the wall.
Yeah, a little bit too much room left there, so Matty Ray giving Vincent a bit of a push as well. Help try and get him through, and he's going to get that done now.
A little bit of a slide job by Vincent. Nice move. You wonder how hard of a hit was that really for the 24 car. These composite bodies, they're resilient, but even they can only handle so much. So, look like pretty hefty hit, but honestly, I can't say if I see a good amount of damage. Even with him losing a spot for the 00, Kenny Powell's car doesn't seem too worse for the wear. Oh! Okay, now that one might have done something. It's a heck of a shot to do that while we're in this camera angle. And once again, though, I still don't see that much damage.
It doesn't even look like there's a scratch on that car on that right side. So probably doesn't want to be doing that too much. Oh, Vincent getting loose there. Good save.
Yeah, net code rears its ugly head again.
It's going to let Matty Ray and Ruben Phelps come on through. So he's going to have a little bit of work to do, but managed to stay on the back of this group. But while all that's been unfolding, Chris Severa's taken the lead from Matt Sisler. So he's got a nice little gap there over Matt as well. So he's trying to stretch his legs and pull away from the field. Just over half a second gap there.
Yeah, now you wonder what's going to happen to the 6 now. Cisna has had the clean air for pretty much the entirety of this race up until this point. So now this is his first real taste of the dirty air. And how bad is that really going to affect him? So far, he's still keeping solid gap back to the cars behind. So doesn't really seem to be affecting him too much. Even with Severa starting to pull a real nice gap, just under 3/4 of a second.
Yeah, looks like he's got a pretty good run and extending, but Matty Ray coming through now. He's made the move for third on Kenny. Ruben Phelps will be wanting to try and follow. Stick with his teammate. These two have been driving together for a while now.
Whoa, I don't think there was a whole lot of distance in between the 24 and the 83 there. Kenny said he was clear and he was taking it. Boy.
Well, we're coming up a third of this race now, so not sure when we'll be seeing those pit stops start happening. But probably, I'd say at least a one-stop race if it's a 100% fuel load. So one stop and a set of tyres.
Oh, 3 wide. Oh, the way we're racing, I feel like the pit stops might not be that far away.
It's definitely a battle up here. Chris Severa's really stretched his legs now, 1.5 seconds over Matty Ray in second. But third place is under fire at the moment.
Yeah.
That Cisner there trying to hang on.
Yeah, battle. We passed out a long time ago. This is a throwdown. You got 5 cars just throwing haymakers at one another.
And getting a little bit loose there. Good to see some racing action for the podium spots here early on.
Yeah, 3 wide on exit.
Great battle to watch. Phelps on the inside, Crow in the middle, and Cisner on the outside.
Oh, that's hard contact for the 6.
Not wanting to give up that easy and kept the foot in that, just out of the corner, into the wall. And now it's between Phelps and Crow, just wanting to get that position. Looks like Phelps might be clear. And he is. Crow in the wall this time. Oh, big moment, but again manages to save it. Replay on that one. A little bit of a lift there. Might have got a bit of a push there from behind even, but I don't think he had much contact with the wall there.
Yeah, but you know he's got to be frustrated at that. Gets up to the podium and then falls back because of that. That's already kind of the second time something like that has happened. And that's just kind of what I was mentioning earlier. Vincent has had long run of bad luck in a lot of different things he's been running. It's been sad to see because he's such a good driver, but one of those where if a meteor hits the track, it's likely landing on his car. So if he could just get those brakes, I know he could be out there winning race after race. But yeah, so far, luck not quite agreeing with him still.
It definitely looks like he's got the pace to do that. So I'm sure those wins will start coming for him soon enough. Phelps around the outside of Kenny there, getting that job done on the back of Matty Ray now. Mr. Sheen. Those who don't know if you've ever heard of that one, James. Mr. Sheen, Matty Ray. He usually goes race after race with no incidents and always a very clean driver.
I always try to model my own driving after him. I got one car off pit road.
It's a 4 Matt Ruth there. So 2 laps down, maybe the first to stop there for a set of boots. Uh, 40 laps down and 2 behind, so you might be looking at maybe a 2-stopper for tyres as this race goes. See if those tyres can give him an advantage with that earlier pit stop.
Yeah, Matt had been kind of mired towards the back chunk of time off of the main pack, so I think his tires might have been gone from a earlier point in the race, so he's just hopefully trying to get a little bit of an undercut and then maybe catch a good caution here in another 20-30 laps or so to get back on. Ooh, nice little battle right here.
It's Paul Olsen there in the 45, and I think that was Greg in the 64 there. Sorry, Jerry Walters.
Yeah, I saw Jerry get a whole lot of apron there entering turn 1.
27, DJ in the pits there, just leaving. Looks like Steve Hopper in the pit lane there as well. And there's Greg in pit lane, so getting some boots on. Fresh tyres, a few green flag stops now coming through. Nice little lead here for Chris Severa though. Up to almost 3.5 seconds now on Matty Ray. Extended that gap quite nicely while we had that battle going on.
Yeah, Chris is putting a bit of a beat down on everyone right now. 3 seconds is a stout gap to the 83 back in second.
Devin Baker coming down pit road now. Looks like a very slow sort of entry there. I'm not sure if that was the 50 miles down pit lane or not. Just cruising down pit road. There's Chris Severa on screen at the moment, so you can see that big gap back to Matty Ray there. Bit of another wall, couple of walls there for Kenny Powell. Just bouncing off down the back straight.
Yeah, that one was just a nice little kiss though. lot kinder than some of the other times he's got up close and personal with the wall.
They're still holding on there on the back of Phelps here in fourth, so having a good run. Coming up to the halfway mark now for this race at Vegas, so might go to a quick ad break and we'll come back with you.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
You've got what it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, welcome back everyone. The TWRS 150 of Vegas. The race leaders have made their way through pits, and looks like a little bit of drama's unfolded with those pit stops. Looks like Ruben Phelps maybe getting a penalty. Just trying to go back through and find out what happened there.
Yeah, that's a series points leader. Dare I say, championship implications. Full Rick Allen again.
Well, I'm sure he'll get back out on track and still come away with a bit of a finish if he can. Currently back in 12th, but he want to try and get as many points as he can. Chris Severa resumes the race lead after all the pit stops are done. Matty Ray now 4.5 seconds behind, so a little bit of a gap still opening there and fresher tyres. So Vincent Crowe coming out in 4th is going to have 6-lap-old tyres that are fresher than Chris Severa there. So we'll see if Vincent can get that chase down going. I know he's got a bit of speed to him, so having newer tyres there, especially over Kenny Powell, 8 laps difference there. Be interesting to see if Vincent can make his way through the field to the front now.
Yeah, that's going to be a big ask. It's almost 16 seconds back to Severa. But stranger things have happened, and Vegas is a sneaky tire eating track. Like, you don't typically think of Vegas when you think of the tracks that are most likely to murder your tires. Obviously, you'll think of Fontana, Darlington, more, but Vegas is also not very kind to the rubber. But Vincent does have the advantage of the overcut. Whoa! Chris fighting hard with Jerry Walters. Jerry trying to stay on the lead lap. Oh, Chris is clear. Barely. Yeah, I've always said the overcut seems to be widely overpowered here on iRacing. But almost 16 seconds of a gap on as we see Severa pulling down on pit road. Yep. Chris has, unfortunately, a prior commitment, and it is same commitment that I have as well. So I will make like Chris and bow out for this evening.
Well, that's a bit unfortunate there. So we say goodbye to James, and we say goodbye to our race leader as well. So very fast driver, unfortunately. Just, yeah, couldn't make the finish of the race.
We're smart. We work together.
But,
Cars ahead of us.
looks like we've got Steve Hoppert going to join us in the booth. Steve, how you going?
Okay.
Might not be all there at the moment. We'll see if we get a copy from him a bit later. But Matty Ray will take over the race lead now, and Matty Ray got a nice 5-second gap back to Kenny Powell. So good little hold there as we're coming up to 35 laps remaining. Vincent Crowe closing that gap on Kenny slowly. There's about a 3-second gap there. And Matt Sissner back and forth. A bit of damage there on the back left of Vincent Crowe's car there, so it might have been from the push with Sissner earlier. It definitely doesn't look like it's slowing his car down much, though. Nice wide entry into the corner there and then dropping down. Thank you everyone tuning in tonight with us for the ARCA Sparks Race 3 at Vegas. And once again, for everyone at home, so TWRS is awarding the winner a 1-month sub to their stock car package for setups, including the Cup, Xfinity and truck setup, not just the ARCA cars that are on screen tonight that we're racing. And for everyone else, if you want to grab yourself one of those setups from TWRS, and if you head on over to twrsetups.com and at checkout, if you use the code WhatSpin39, that'll give you a 10% discount. The number 4 there coming into pit road, Matt Brith, so that'll be his, looks like incident points on that one and a black flag penalty, so very interesting there on how we'd get some incident points with mostly green flag racing. One caution in the early opening laps, but there you can see on screen there, that's the code for TWR setups, so at the checkout put in that code and save yourself a little bit of money when you're looking at setups. Battle going on here between Vincent Crowe and Matt Sissner. So even though Vincent's got the fresher tyres, hasn't been able to get away from Matt too easily. But they are chasing down Kenny, so that time's dropping. They've shaved a second off that gap now. Looks like Phelps back on track again after his earlier penalty. A bit unfortunate because he'd be up there at the front as well, so he was right there behind Matty Ray, who's now our race leader. Bruce coming out of pit lane once again. It's 72 of 100 now at Vegas, so getting into the closing laps. Coming up a third of this race now, 3/4 of the race, sorry. So, hitting that 75 laps in just a moment. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone else is going to make a second stop here or if we're going to be going green to end. I think we'll probably be running this one out. I don't think we'll need to stop again. Matty Ray with a 4.5 second back to Kenny Powell. And we're coming down to a second gap now for Vincent and Cessna. A little close to the wall there for Cessna, so just opening a little gap there to Vincent. So that gap's still opening. But with that gap opening, this gap's closing. Kenny Powell in second. Vincent Crowe is coming hard and fast. Getting to that 1 second mark. So there you can see the last lap time. So pretty consistent there for Matty Ray and Kenny Powell. But you can notice, 3/10 faster there for Vincent. So he's definitely got a bit of pace in that car. Running faster than Kenny and Matty Ray. So 24 laps to go. We'll see if he can close that gap on Matty Ray as well. I'm sure he's going to get this done on Kenny in just a few laps. You got Jeff Engler back there in 5th, so doing a nice little run. All by himself though. Monster Energy livery there. What Monster Zero Sugar? The one that's good for you apparently. Haven't tried that one, but I usually stick to me normal monsters. The ones that are bad for you. And now there's Vincent. So Vincent's closed that gap on Kenny, and he's right there. Looks like, see how fast he's just carrying that speed through the corner and out of it. That car is just a rocket ship at the moment. So easily cleaned up Kenny there. And now his focus is on Matty Ray in front. So those tyres being, I think they're about 8 or 9 laps fresher than what Kenny's were. And there you go, yeah, 8 laps to both of them. So bit of an advantage there, and you can see he's just driving away from Kenny now. So 4.5 seconds to Matty Ray, 20 to go. We'll see if Matty Ray can hold on to that lead. A little bit of neck go there, a little bit of smoke coming off the inside towards the wall there. Didn't anyone hit it. Not sure if we've got any other battles on track at the moment. Here's your race leader there, Matty Ray. Just coming past Matt Ruth. Some lap traffic and that gap back to Vincent Crowe there. So see the background there. So some lap traffic coming into play for our race leaders. We're gonna have to clear that traffic so we can keep pushing forward. Love that knocking sound when they lift off the gas there. Sounds like you're just pounding on the door. Definitely knocking on the door, hoping that that door's victory. A little bit of room given there for Matty Ray to come on through. Good job from Jerry Walters there, just letting our race leader by, holding him up. Gap's under 4 seconds now to Vincent Crowe. Looks like Matty Ray hasn't actually got that job done yet, so probably going to use the draft there. And this time round he'll get that done. There he goes. And there's Vincent in the background just out of the turn 2 as Matty Ray comes into turn 3. So about half a straight there, or a corner to Matty Ray for Vincent. We'll go to a ad break and we'll come back with the remaining laps.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Tuning in today and tonight for the TWRS 150 at Vegas. Coming up to 10 to go. Matty Ray leading this race. Vincent Crowe trying to chase him down on screen there at the moment. Running out of laps to do it though. Just under that 3 second mark, but it does keep drawing out. So Vincent having to get through the traffic. Matty Ray got some fresh track ahead of himself. So you can see there the gap. 10 laps to go. Not sure if he's going to have enough to get that job done. Looking at our lap times, the last lap Vincent was a little bit slower, so he's getting held up by the lapped cars. He's struggling to get through. So obviously playing a little bit of an impact, and you get a little bit frustrated by that as well. Mistakes can happen. So again, he's looking forward that he's cleared lap cars. I'm looking for Matty Ray, but those laps are ticking. a kiss as well, trying to use every bit of track to chase Matty Ray down. Jacobs in behind there. Down 2 laps in 8th there. Bad run for Derek. Looking for a top 10 finish. Trying to give Vincent a bit of a push, but didn't come and do 5 laps to go. So really struggle with Vincent. Still about 3 seconds gap there to Matty Ray. So pending smooth racing ahead, green flag, staying out. We could be looking at our race winner here. Pretty much we've got our podium all lined up here, so not really going to be a fight for a podium spot. So Matty Ray, race leader, Vincent Crowe second, Kenny Powell in third, Matt Cisner just too far back there, 6 seconds back in fourth, so he won't be able to chase down Kenny. Very calm race finish to Vegas. We had the early caution around lap 2, our only caution for this evening. And there we go, 2 laps to go. White flag out next time round. This is looking like he's slowly dropping time there to Matty Ray, so almost 3.5 seconds now, so Matty's like, well, I'm not sticking around any longer. I'm going to get to the finish. Takes the white flag this time by. Yeah, one more lap. Once around Vegas, coming down the back straight for the final time. And this is very interesting. Matty Ray taking the checkered flag, but Kenny Powell in third. I think he's run out of fuel. Short fueled and he couldn't make it home. That's given Matt Cisner a podium spot. So very unfortunate there for Kenny Powell. But, there's our unofficial results there on screen. So Matty Raymond taking the crown for Vegas. Vincent Crowe in second. And Matt Cisner with a gifted third place. Jeff Engler in fourth, Kenny Powell finishing in fifth. Paul Olsen sixth, Jerry Walters seventh, Derek Jacobs in eighth, Devin Baker ninth, and Matt Brith rounding out your top 10. David Gervais coming home in 11th, Ruben Phelps after having quite a quick run, looking promising, but a penalty coming home in 12th. Chris Severa unfortunately couldn't make the finish of the race, who was your early race leader, in 13th. Steve Hoppett, 14th. Troy Mortensen, Richard Kleinman, Greg Paczynski, Tony Jones, Russell Bracca, all getting caught up in that early incident. Well, Matty Ray celebrating his win at Vegas. So we'll let him mark up the track here. And then we'll be back with your podium in just a moment.
Got what it takes.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and TrackRacer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Alrighty, welcome back everyone for the TWRS 150 Vegas. Race done and dusted. We've got our podium in the booth and third place, Matt Sisler. How you going tonight?
Good. Going good.
Nice. Well, you took pole position in qualifying and did a nice job there, and had some pace early on, but sort of dropped back there. How did your race go? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I definitely had the speed. Just didn't know when to lift, didn't know when. You know, it's first time in the ARCA car at Vegas. And you just kind of, everybody's just kind of feeling it out there, and I think I just got a little too excited about it. But had the short run speed though, nonetheless.
Yeah, nice. He probably didn't expect to be up in the booth here tonight. A little bit, about a 5-second gap there on Kenny Powell, who just unfortunately run out of fuel.
Yeah, I definitely didn't expect to do this well, and when I saw that pull up there I had by a whole tenth, I was pretty happy.
Yeah, got to be cheering with a third place finish. So, yeah, as you mentioned, first time out in the ARCA, and having a nice run with the podium finish. So well done there. Hopefully we'll see more of that in the future.
Yeah, thank you. These cars are fun, and definitely having a good time here in this league.
Yeah, nice. Well done. We'll look for you on the track again, and all the best, and well done for your third place. If you got any sponsors or race fans out there, if you want to give a shout out to.
No, I just do my own thing.
Alrighty, well, no worries. We'll let you go celebrate.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Sure.
Moving on to second place, and that is Vincent Crow. How you going tonight?
I'm pretty good. I can't complain. I mean, I can complain, but no one will care. No one will listen.
Wow. Yeah, you took us for a bit of a ride tonight. Lots of wall rubbing and getting that car real sideways, managing to save it a couple of times.
Well, let me narrate the story for you a little bit here for a second. So, on that initial caution, I barely got tapped, and I had a blinking yellow light on my dash. Now, I've never driven this car, so I didn't know what the heck that meant. So I came down pit lane like an idiot, and I took one of my sets of tires because I thought my race was done, because I thought I was blinking light meant that my engine had gone or something. So I go down, no damage, none on the car on that first crash, and I'm like, well, god damn, why'd I get a 4X for it? So that was a thing. So then I go back out there. I got to drive through the field again. I had already driven through like 5 or 6 cars, and I got to do it again. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was Netcode or Kenny Powell was mad at me. He just drove straight on through me into turn 1, killed my tires, and then I had to get back up to him. Then I get to him again. And then 06, I guess he just, he was just on team. I'm going to take the position, kind of put me up in the wall. I thought I was going to bin it, saved it, and then, I don't know, I got P2. I feel like I could have won, but it worked out how it is. Now, here's the thing. My race was fine. I had no complaints. I'm happy with second. But did the broadcast give me a nickname? You guys from the Down Under, you guys give nicknames. You guys do nicknames better than anyone. So I hope you guys got a good nickname for me up there. Or Down Under there.
Well, I'm just going to call you Vinny Crow for the meantime.
Well, maybe we can call you the Crow, but I don't know if that'll stick well. But first time in the booth for this series for myself, so not sure if I'll be back, but maybe someone else can give you a nickname as the season goes on. But no, a few slide jobs there, and managed to save those. And I definitely thought you had the potential to win it tonight as well. You had a bit of pace there. Not sure if Chris Severa had stayed around, if anyone could have maybe chased him down. He was looking pretty fast out there as well, but if there was anyone, it probably would have been yourself or Matty Ray. But good job on P2 tonight. You had to fight for that one, and you got that one in the books.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any sponsors or fans you want to give a shout out to at home?
No, my only fan is my wife, and she can hear me from through the wall. So, hi, love. I did good. I got second. I think she heard me.
Yeah, well, you can't see the eye rolls maybe from the wife, but
I can hear them.
It might be a good thing. We know
like marbles bouncing down the hallway. I can hear them.
We know our partners support us doing this and what we love, and giving them some space to watch their TV shows and stuff. But no, good job on P2 tonight, and we'll hopefully see that win happening for you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Alrighty, that was Vincent Crow, and now we move to our race winner for Vegas. Mr. Sheen, Matty Ray. Didn't think I'd be talking to you today. How you going?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, it's been a little while, but yeah, doing good. Kobe wrote me back into this, so might eventually actually sit in the sim and turn a few laps again. But
Do some laps, yeah.
Yeah, so Vegas tonight. Started towards the rear of the field and come home with a win.
Yeah, better be lucky than good sometimes, I reckon, eh? But he didn't have anything for Severo, I don't reckon. He was pretty pokey tonight, and yeah, so what happened to him? He had to leave or something, I suppose. Or...
Yeah, well, James Watson abandoned me in the booth, and apparently Chris had to go as well, so not sure what that was. Maybe another league or something else going on in life, but yeah, yeah, unfortunate there. But yeah, that gave you the door opening and took the win.
Did
so.
yeah, and we're doing alright over the long run sort of thing. I was taking that easy to start with, and made a bit of time on Kenny, I reckon it was, over the pit cycle, and then it was just a case of sort of holding off. Well, I thought Kenny might have had something for me because he was second after the pit cycle, I reckon, and I was just trying to maintain him, and then yeah, Vinny come like flying, so
yeah,
I was worried about him towards the end there, but it's just sort of a case of managing the pace there for him, and yeah, we got there in the end.
You do that quite well, managing your tyres, managing the pace, and yeah, Vincent had 8 lap fresher tyres than yourself, so
he did he? Yeah, because I was wondering that. I was sure he did pit after us, but I wasn't sure how long after, so I saw him at the time, sort of the gap getting slowly, and I'm sort of trying to work out, you know, how how to manage that gap, so to speak. But I seen he definitely did a bit of pace over me, but then it come to 10 to go, and I'm, calculator was smoking a bit by then. I was like, oh no, I should be able to hold him off, should be alright. So, and yeah, got there in the end, and Cisner was quick tonight. A few blokes were fairly pokey out there tonight. It was a shame to see a couple guys get caught up in that early wreck, but happens to the best of us, I reckon. So.
Yeah, well, once again, Mr. Sheen stays out of trouble and takes the win. So.
I haven't been called that for a while, actually. It's been a bit between drinks since I've been called Mr. Sheen. I'll have to get the sticker back on the car.
I haven't forgotten that one. But
no, I like that one. Yeah, it's a good one. Been called plenty worse.
Maybe if Carl was in the booth tonight, he might have thrown a commentator's curse on you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. He's been reverse cursing me lately. Anytime I win, he's saying that I'm not going to. So yeah, I'm getting back in the booth for a reverse curse or two to keep this momentum going.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll can continue on next week. But what happened to Phelpsy through the pit stops there? I think he copped a penalty.
yeah, no, he's slamming a pit fence, going a bit hard. He because we pulled the brake bias a bit towards the rear, just because we were just leaning on him a bit on entry to try and help the car a bit, keep the temp out of the right front, and yeah, he's wound them forward to go into the pits, and he said that he just hit the pedal and they just didn't do anything. So he's cleaned up the pit wall pretty good and gave himself 7 minutes of damage or something. So yeah, he had to visit the pit lane a couple of times, keep getting it patched up, and he just ended up logging laps at the end.
Yeah, right. Well, hopefully that won't hurt the championship too much for him, but it'll give you a much needed boost. So
yeah,
we'll see how things progress for you through the season. But from winning Vegas tonight, you claimed a little award. So TWRS was awarding the winner a 1 month sub to their stock car package for the setups.
Oh, nice.
So,
yeah, killer.
Get some free setups there for the Cup, Xfinity and Truck setups, and the ARCA, of course. So nice little prize win there for you for winning Vegas.
Yeah, that is cool actually, because I was thinking about buying a month or two for them. I've been interested in hearing a bit about their sets, so yeah, I'll give them a go, and probably I've already got a couple of subscriptions for setup shops that I use, but more the merrier. We'll see how they go.
Yeah, oh well, might come in handy for you. Put them in the back pocket and yeah, save them for a
good
rainy
night.
day. But yeah, we'll let you get on with the day and the afternoon. And any shout outs to sponsors or fans?
Yeah, of course, usual list. We got Scotcher Race Fuels. They jumped on board with us this year or this season. They're down at Centre Road, Wingfield. They're who you see for any sort of methanol, race fuels, lubricants, solvents, shit, even bags of rags if you need. They got, you know, everything sort of thing. Who else we got? We got Cut 6 Sticker Co. They made up some stickers for us. Alex down there, he's been a real help. And a couple of charities. We got Tourette Syndrome and Alopecia Foundation, and also Ray Moondog 1956. He's a t-shirt, well, he does like hand brush signs and stuff like that, like really old school hand brushed artwork and all that sort of thing. Does pinstriping on trucks and all that. So yeah, anyone down Adelaide needs one of those three companies, by all means jump on board or get in touch with us. We can pass them on to you. And TWRS for the month subscription, I've got to thank them, of course. That's really nice of them to put that up for the winners. And you guys, of course, too, for all the work you do, putting in behind the scenes and in the booth and doing all the stuff no one else wants to do, basically.
Pretty much. Thank you, Matty Ray, and thanks to our podium as well, and everyone tuning in at home. So that's Vegas done, and Matty Ray taking the win there.
Beauty, cheers, boys.
There you go. So Kobe Jordan putting on the series, ARCA Sparks, and tonight myself, Paul Jackson, and James Watson were in the booth. Kobe Jordan behind the cameras. So if anyone at home or tuning in wants to become a sponsor, then reach out to ARCA Sparks at Gmail and work something out for you. Get your sponsor on the broadcast, get some ads for you. If you want to join the league series, there you go. Look up that league ID 12384 and request to join the league, and you can be on track and on the broadcast next week. And there you go. You can follow the socials as well, so you can find out all the info on the series and what's happening, where we are next week on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. But thank you, everyone, tuning in. And next week we're at Michigan International Speedway for race 4, so tune in for that one. But, tomorrow night we'll be back on the comms with James for the Oz Oval V8 Supercar Series, and we'll catch you then.